the bienvenidos. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Invite Only right here on Play Everything Productions, where we drop episodes every Friday, 10 a.m., youtube.com. You can do it on all audio podcasts that we go on to. And yeah, we're back. I am your host, Compa Andres. I like that one. That was nice and simple. And you got, obviously, these beautiful people to my left. That kid Flowers, Shawn.
What's up? I had to check my glasses real quick. My glasses look like they were like a little dirty. Yeah, they are.
You really
what's up?
you pillow talking right now.
No, I told you. I'm a little. I didn't tell you, but I told you, not the audience, that I was sick.
Oh,
so like my voice, you know what I mean? It's a thing.
That's okay.
Pillow
okay.
talking with the bitch. Hey.
And obviously,
fashion, not a bitch. Hey.
Do
you fuck with the what?
Do you fuck with the word? Bitch don't know about Pangea. To my left at the very end, Mikey at Cheeks on.
What's up, players? What's going on?
How you are?
I are good.
Yeah. How you are? How are you?
I am fantastic. Beat Jedi Fallen Order. Great game.
I hear nothing but good things.
Marvelous Miss Maisel's out. I got a whole backlog of shit to go watch. Last Black Man in San Francisco on Amazon Prime for free. Really excited to go check that out.
It's a good one.
Waiting for that. Yeah, life's going good right now.
All right, good.
It's time to be smooth sailing, bro. I got a lot to keep myself entertained with.
That's good, man. It's good for the holidays, especially.
Yeah,
Sit
I'm
back and
excited.
chill.
How about you, Thumb? How you doing? No, we can't forget about Thumbo Vlogs over here.
Yo, I'm chilling.
Chilling. All right, good.
Big chilling.
But we're back here with another episode, guys, bringing you guys some news and obviously a little bit of update because of State of Play. We're gonna definitely talk about that. But before we do all that, as always, what you guys been playing?
Call of Duty.
That's it. You just have
All-time
clips.
That Call of Duty.
That was the only one that plays that right now.
He's
I jump
good,
on
though.
from time to time. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
I jump on from time to time.
Well, let's get an update real quick on the bet.
You know what he jumps on?
You have until the 24th.
He jumps on the fucking back.
Why you come straight to that?
Okay,
I thought this was
I want to talk about this.
Hold on.
First of all,
I
yeah.
thought this was how have you been, Flowers? What did you play over the weekend? How have you been?
I'm just saying.
How does it turn into this? Why is this now this
He
situation?
hasn't been playing Death Stranding.
Look,
He played it one morning when he got back, so now he's officially.
I'm stop telling
I
you.
said this last week. This
man
week.
really
I said
reporting
this
on my
last
life.
week.
I started this. I'm sorry,
Can I
guys. I
live?
started this.
I said this
Hope
last
said
week.
it. Can
I
I
was like,
live?
he's not gonna knock it out anything this week, right?
Can I live?
So I was
Bro,
right on that.
I'm gonna knock some shit out tonight.
What's
All right,
today?
look.
The 10th?
I had a 3-day
11th?
weekend.
Just saying.
Went to Disneyland with the family for Christmas, right?
Okay.
Good time. Mind you, I made the bet that week. You know what I mean? So that was that same week of that same podcast.
So
I made
you
that
knew
bet.
you were gonna go to
Truthfully, it's only been like 4 or 5 days. Like, can I live real quick? Is that all right?
I mean, you want to be $100 less richer than
Yeah,
you.
you can
I'm
live all
gonna
you
get my
want.
money.
Chill
No, I'm
out.
gonna get mine. You
Chill
know what
out,
I'm
you
saying?
don't gotta play.
I'm gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? Your
Good
boy,
boy.
your man's gonna get his money. Like it's the first of the month, right? No, I'm just
I
playing.
got you, know.
I still gotta send you $100. Right?
That's still good.
Yeah, I know that. Serial Welcher as well.
But yeah, I just want to know, man. You
How you gonna do me like that?
So-
Sean Welch is on bets.
and then
He's
obviously
a Welcher. And tweet. I want everybody to tweet him. Sean, hashtag Sean the Welch.
Sean the Welch.
Sean the Welch.
Sound the world.
Make
Is
it
it-
stick.
Doesn't
And
like-
just be like, hey, why are you welching on the bet with Mikey? Let him know. Because honestly, I think it's kind of a crime myself. So I want to. It's a Twitter movement.
Yeah, hey,
It's a Twitter movement,
yeah.
hey,
and it's happening.
hey, relax, calm down,
Hey, Sean
calm
the
down,
Welch.
you little
Sean the
corny.
Welch.
You're so corny. You're so corny.
Sean the Welch. But
That's my New York accent. I'm not even doing
what
it
else?
right. But you're
Okay,
so corny,
how's
dog.
Disneyland? What'd you
That
do at
ass
Disneyland?
B, you corny.
Oh, I
What
added the B. Yeah. I
Me?
mean, all of a sudden.
Yeah, that ass B, you real corny right now. You acting real corny.
What the fuck is going on?
That's my New York accent.
Why did this
It's
come
official,
from?
right? It's official. But look, check this out. So like I said,
He's genuinely asking how
3-day
this.
weekend in Disneyland.
Inside or outside of Disneyland?
Outside, of course.
Did you go
know
inside
what
the
I mean? 'Cause
castle?
Okay.
Disneyland's outside, but I mean, if they was doing a convention or something inside Disneyland, I would have been there.
Okay.
You would have
get
been
it?
inside.
Yeah, I would have been right inside, seeing what's going on. But I was outside, you know what I'm saying? It was cold, so like I kind of got sick, which is why you hear my voice sound like this. So I'm still trying to recover from that. Still got this bet to make up, and I'm still going, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going to complete that. It's still going to happen.
You just
so.
clearly told everybody
Wait,
you're
when's
33%.
finals?
No, I said I have
finals?
34%. Huh?
When's finals?
Took my last finals today. Yes, I did.
Damn.
Okay. So now officially, what's today? The 10th?
Today
He has
We're
like a 2
recording
weeks.
this?
He has 2
Week
weeks.
10th.
Okay, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
If he actually he could do it. If you actually
It's very
put that in,
possible. Like, it's very possible.
you guys.
It's not even gonna be hard,
Sure, he can do it. Anybody can do it.
but I will. So
But all right, let's talk about a game that me and Mikey are playing because I know Mikey beat it. If I ask Mikey what he's been playing, he's gonna throw it in my face. Jedi Fallen Order.
Beat it on my way to the platinum.
So yeah, he's doing that. I don't know. I finally got back into Jedi Fallen Order, and again, can't say much about it. Can't say a lot about it actually, but it's just a perfect game.
What percentage?
Me, I have no idea.
See, it's not a perfect game.
How is it not a
10
perfect
out of
game?
10 games are still not a perfect game. I mean, the fact that any zone you go into, it glitches out and freezes. And
First
you,
of all,
there's one part of the game you haven't gotten there yet.
Guess
Where
what?
there's hella enemies, and it literally crashed my PS4 every time.
Well, maybe we should invest in
that
a pro.
sounds crazy.
But
You have a pro.
If you would have an Xbox, that would never happen.
well, for instance, on Xbox, it would just crash on like a
Nah,
story.
You'd
Xbox
get a brick.
crashes
Nah,
be
nah,
ridiculous.
You get a brick,
Nah,
dude.
nah,
Constant.
nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, turn off your whole Xbox.
Nah,
You're scared
nah,
to turn
nah,
your
nah,
shit
I
on.
don't
type
hear
shit.
this, I don't
Like,
hear
I'm
this.
cool. I
Oh,
just rather
was
close the
Red
app.
Ring PlayStation? Oh yeah, no, it wasn't. These didn't have a ring. Anyway,
Damn.
yeah. So
I know what you're talking about because
yeah,
I experienced
but
it.
again, with all the flaws aside, which I kind of want to do a review of it.
Yeah.
With all the flaws aside, I still think it's like a amazing game. Like I still think it's like a 10 out of like I don't even know 10 out of 10. I don't even know if I want to say that.
Because the bugs really, I mean, you can't love it so much. I mean, you're
No,
pointing out a
even
flaw.
with the bugs, I love it like a 10 out of 10. It's probably like a 9.5 out of 10.
With the
Still
bugs.
solid.
Well, not even with
Bugs
even
included.
with the bugs included.
Yeah.
It's just probably a little. I wish there was a little bit more down to like bite into.
You think a
But
DLC's
the
coming?
story was phenomenal. I mean, they said it was just the game.
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil for it.
Thank you.
I won't say anything.
I respect it. I
Come
respect
on,
that.
man. Hurry up.
You
Hurry
guys
up.
can have a
So
discussion
I can
about
hear
it.
about it, so he can just entice me more.
Well,
play it.
yeah, I finally started
So I'm
playing
gonna complete
that.
that one too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you get. I just wanted. I started playing Jedi Fallen Order again, and again, like I said, I just love that game. Every bit's a piece of it. The more new ability
when
I
you say you
learned.
start playing again, you say you was on the 4th planet last week. I think you said.
I'm still on the 4th planet, but then I got captured by a bounty hunter. Spoiler alert.
Oh, is that like part of the main storyline?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm there. Mikey, am I like halfway or nowhere near halfway?
I'd probably say halfway.
Yeah, I feel like I'm halfway.
There you go.
Spitballing it.
I think if I play a little bit more, I'll officially feel like in the thick of it.
Halfway there. Yeah, that was a solo. That was a solo.
Oh, was it a solo?
was just
Was
me.
it so you going solo?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Do the podcast by yourself. Go.
Oh wait. Look. Come back.
What are you waiting
I
for?
miss you, man.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know.
He said he was gonna go solo, so I let him do the podcast solo. So
He's gonna be the one to leave, huh?
Awkward. Come on.
what? I mean, I'm just saying. Star Wars. Sorry, guys, off the rails.
He forgot we were in the middle of a podcast.
So Fallen Order is again. It's just an amazing game. I love everything about it. Like even with something with like a small defect.
real
If
hype
you
or
love
fake
something
hype?
so much, you know you
Real
okay
hype
with
or
a
fake
little
hype?
flaws.
Is this real hype or fake hype?
This is real hype.
Okay.
If all the hypes I give, this is the real hype.
Okay.
100%.
I'm starting to feel Star Wars more and more. I just finished episode 4 today, and like I've
How's
seen
that
Rogue One.
going? Are you really like fucking with it? Like,
I'm
are
really
you
fucking with it.
actually-
Yeah, like especially after watching. Like I'm glad I watched 1, 2, 3, and I've seen Rogue One. I didn't watch Rogue One at this time, but I've seen Rogue One before. So like I watched 1, 2, 3, and like now I'm seeing 4, and it's kind of cool like to see like the growth of Anakin and see who he is, and like see this Luke character. It's also pretty cool to know like that number 4 came out first, so like it's cool seeing like the dumbed down like graphics and shit
Yeah.
they have, and the acting and everything, and the CGI,
Mm-hmm.
not CGI, the effects, whatever. It's funny. It's funny. It's interesting. It's just crazy to see the girls, and the story's really good too.
So now you're watching A New Hope, right? That's the next one you're
No,
watching?
he's watching.
Is that number 5? I don't
No,
know
he's
the name of
watching
number
Empire.
5.
Empire.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
the one.
where it gets like. Fuck.
That's the one.
But here's the thing with the, like Star Wars that's
I might watch
interesting.
that
So
tonight.
unpopular opinion, Episode 2, underrated. Now that was my favorite one as a
Clones.
kid because I was a dumb kid and like
You see
it does have-
lightsabers.
look, it's a lot of bad fucking acting and it's a lot of bad like, mostly bad acting. To be honest, but
On
like
episode 2?
yes,
I
Yes,
actually really enjoyed episode 2.
I liked Episode 2 a lot as a kid, and then I came back and watched it, and it was like it's good, but it's definitely the sand line. Like there's like I don't like sand. Like there's just a bunch of bad
Those
acting.
corny one-liners like that the whole
killed
movie
them.
had.
I killed all of them. The women, the children. Like
Yeah,
that part.
I don't really know. Like
the
I mean, I
love
guess
scene
the
on
acting is
Naboo.
bad.
Oh my god.
I kind of take it as a part of like Anakin's character, like when he says like corny shit like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
to
just-
see.
That's just who he is. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like it's bad acting. I just feel like they're doing a good job of acting corny. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Well,
he-
it's not necessarily bad because Hayden Christensen's a good actor. I just think it's the writing, and I just don't think George Lucas is a writer. And it's apparent.
I
in
mean,
the
I'm not
prequels.
disagreeing with you.
But that being said, episode 2 I think is the most interesting. It took to where it's a good mix between episode 3 where it's all action and shit, and episode 1 where it's all like political storyline, and it meshes the two really well. Like I like seeing the build up of the clone army. I like seeing the like all
That's rain.
all that stuff. Is it rain?
Yeah, that's outside.
Huh.
That
That sounds digital. Sorry, this is so bad. But yeah, I like seeing like where it's the clone, like how the clone army got set up,
Yeah.
and how it was like a trap
The whole time,
essentially, and like
yeah.
how like they played the Jedi,
They
and
played
how,
the
like,
war,
and then
all that
they
stuff.
cut
yeah.
down the Jedi, like that battle of Geonosis, like you could just see it like perfectly
That
fall
master
out of the
plan.
I got a
Empire's
question. I
hands.
got a question.
Yeah.
So from watching episode 3, right, and you see not episode 3, episode 2, you see like the Attack of the Clones. I think that one was right. And you see the clones. They're introducing the clones, why the clones exist, why they come in, who the clones are with, and then obviously the clones are at one point in time. If I'm going off of Clone Wars, the animation, right, they were on the Jedi side.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But in episode 4, you see them all on the Darth side. So I'm confused on where the switch came, like
So-
what happened.
On
Okay, so
Like, is that way?
I'll try not to get
spoil it,
stuck
'cause
on this
I don't know
too
if it's
much.
gonna
No,
be
no,
explained
it
in like
won't.
any
It
point in
won't.
time.
No, it won't.
Okay.
These stormtroopers are different than clones. What you're seeing with stormtroopers, or they're not clones.
All stormtroopers are actual like people from somewhere. Like
Correct.
From,
So the stormtrooper, a lot of the clones died from episode 3 to. I mean, some of the stormtroopers are clones, but not all of them.
Yeah.
Most of them are going to be like just people enrolled in like the Empire Army.
Okay.
But the clones were basically programmed, and again, I hate how they made Boba Fett whack.
yeah.
They made him a clone, which I think is such bullshit. But essentially, in their developing stages, they're programmed from like an early age for when they hear that Order 66. That's when they flip from like good guys to bad guys.
Oh.
Mhm.
So that Jedi who went and made an order, he was actually killed, and was Count Dooku, who then placed the order for the clones to be made by Sidious's like will
Okay.
for the Jedi. And then the only person
that
who was in
purpose
on
in
it
the
was
whole time.
Jango Fett.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was looking at like, well, what the fuck? I thought they were just on the other side, the other movie, or not the movie,
Yeah.
but the animation.
So as soon as Order 66 happens, it's basically in their like programming to like switch
Switch it. Flip a
Oh,
switch and kill
shit.
Jedi.
and kill Jedi.
Oh shit.
That's why it's a big moment, bro. It's a big moment in movie
So
history.
they got played. So then like the Jedi are forced to like, because they're not supposed to be war people, but they're wanting to go to war. I love like the whole like
War of it.
political aspect of like Star Wars that I always thought was like really cool.
Fuck.
And it's like they
It's
fucked
fucking
themselves because
juicy.
because they
It's real juicy
went to
now.
war.
Let's get
Episode
there.
4, I just finished that. It's just getting real juicy. I'm kind of excited to see number 5.
You better watch it. It's gonna be good.
Do they have? Is it 7 the newest one?
9's gonna be the
Nine's
newest one.
the newest one.
The last of it.
Fuck, I didn't know there was an 8. I thought it was only 7.
There is not an 8. Don't worry about that.
I mean, the 8's good.
There's an 8.
Rain
not-
Johnson was good.
It's not though.
You're on the. I mean, people are
Is there
50-50.
not an 8? I'm confused.
I take episode
There
2
is an 8.
over
There is
fucking
8. He's just saying that 8. He's
Oh,
just trying
bad.
to. Yeah, he's trying to say that 8 was so bad they
The
don't count it.
Beginning of 8, fucking solid. Last half of 8, atrocious. I would take episode 2 over 8 any day.
So is number 8
Ooh.
with the Luke Skywalker's daughter? Is that one? With Kylo Ren and shit?
No, yeah, just watch.
Just watch it.
I've seen one of them. I just
No,
don't know
but
which
it's
one
like that shit. I don't even know that shit yet.
it
Yeah.
was.
Nobody
Okay.
knows that shit. Nobody knows.
The timeline? for
People
that?
go.
Nobody knows who they are.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not
Also,
official.
I don't connect with those characters at all.
that's why you don't like him.
It's those characters are not great characters. Who the fuck cares? Who cares about them?
A lot
Other
of
than
people do.
Rey and Kylo.
Okay, there you go. That's about it.
Yeah, other than them, like, why do you give a fuck?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for Disney to make
couldn't
more
tell you.
movies and shows out of this so they could get more money, and I'll be perfectly happy.
Mace
with
Windu
that.
show, Obi-Wan show.
Mace Windu. Obi-Wan. I'm excited for.
Mace Windu's becoming a thing.
I know.
Apparently there's a spoiler for it in the new movie.
for
Mace Windu.
in the movie 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Plays
with
Mace
that.
Windu.
Samuel Jackson.
I know,
Oh,
just
my
playing
Jesus.
with you.
Ay, Dios míos. But other than that, I mean, as you can tell, we're excited for Star Wars. Mike, he is teaching Flowers everything that he needs to know about it. So
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to catch up on Star Wars, trying to see what the hype's about.
hype is real,
And I like it. so
100%. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some gaming news because we are a gaming show, and we're gonna give you that. What do you guys want to talk about? Because the coolest thing that came out today, we're lucky that State of Play, PlayStation State of Play, their knockoff of a Nintendo Direct. It went up today. They released some cool things, and we could definitely talk about that. Kind of get it started.
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
What is
So-
you guys know what happened, right? You guys know what was announced and all that stuff.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
all
go
watched
over it.
Yeah.
But out of all these announcements, Resident Evil, all that stuff, Ghost of Tsushima.
Can I be real with you?
What's up?
I'm tired of seeing new Resident Evil games. Like, I don't. What
They're getting
changes?
renewed like crazy.
What
2,
changes?
and then yeah, zombies, dog. Different
Like,
stories,
I thought Call of
different
Duty was
lore.
bad, but what changes between Resident Evil games? Like, be honest with me.
It's just that genre. I think that genre of games isn't like they're the only ones who have a gripe on it, and that's the reason why they're just kind of hey remaster. Let's not make new stories. Let's bank off these remasters,
Right, like,
and everybody's getting on
What
them.
exactly changes? Like the graphics?
I mean, that's what a remaster is.
Okay, true. But I don't.
But what does
must
people
be like
gain?
A cult following
I
behind
guess
that.
yeah, there is a cult following, but again, it's just the imagination. Like when you could, nobody likes seeing 8-bit Mario. I mean, there's nostalgia to it, but obviously, if there's a HD version of it, they're gonna play it.
That's true, but I feel like Mario has evolved into something more than what it was before.
Oh yeah, they're like it's a moneymaker. Anything they do,
Like the story, the characters, how they place them in the story.
they can make a real
What
life
story?
Mario.
There's no real story, but somehow
Is
it's all
What
connected.
fucking story?
The one where the person gets kidnapped, like taken, and then
Crash Bandicoot has a better story than Mario. I said it.
you just stand. Shut up.
I understand.
We're not even going to talk about Crash Bandicoot.
But yeah.
I'm trying to throw that in there real quick.
So let's go over what Sony kind of did today with State
What
of Play.
hyped you up? Let's get straight
Don't
to
say
the point.
nothing because there's some
Let's
shit.
get
in
straight
there.
to the point because I'm
trying
hyped
to
for like
figure
two
out. There was,
things.
I think there was one thing that kind of made me go crazy a little bit was the spell break. I remember that game we were talking about. We're getting that.
Oh, yeah.
I say this word. I'm trying to figure out a better word, but I'm gonna use it anyways. I'm excited as fuck for this game.
Very
Battle
cool.
Royale. So Spellbreak, it's a new Battle Royale game
Yeah, go
combining
ahead.
role playing and magical combat from I can't even say this Polaretti or what
It's been out.
exactly.
It's been
It's been out for a
while.
long ass time.
And I remember when Flower, like at the old studio,
Oh,
Yeah, like,
Flower
I would say
sent
probably
me
like
a
a year
video.
ago almost.
Flower sent me a video like, "Hey, this
Check
game
this out.
dope as fuck." Blah blah blah. Check this out.
Let me
And I was
explain
like,
my own hype.
"What? Whoa!" I was like, "Is this like on console, whatever?" And I was like, "No, it's PC, fucking dorks, whatever." Okay, cool, whatever. I'm not gonna play it.
It looked fucking great though.
And I was like, "God, I want this to come to console," and we finally are getting it. We won.
We're getting a beta.
it's
Yeah, but
I mean,
a beta leads into a full game.
Eventually.
Fortnite's
yeah.
still in
well,
beta.
yeah, I was gonna say Fortnite's still in
That's-
beta.
Why are they still in beta? Is it because they're? Is that what they have to keep it as to change it? I wonder what that is to update it. But I mean, Apex not a beta. Off topic. But yeah, it's coming to the consoles, which I'm more hyped for because there's a lot of science I want to say to the game, to how you play and work with the elements, which I think is dope. I think something that could be overwhelming, especially like on the fly you play something good. But I mean, it looks pretty dope, and I definitely can see myself kind of like getting into it and starting to learn the game.
Yeah, so Spellbreak, that's Battle Royale coming. They're saying 2020, obviously, but we just gotta wait and see. For that game, that was like probably the game that really caught my eye because everything else was like, all right. They banked on Resident Evil being a big story because it got leaked a little bit earlier in the week. They were saying, "Oh, Resident Evil's coming back," and everybody was just, "All right, cool, no worries about it." Because again, like you said, like we're getting one almost every year now, where it's a new Resident Evil, and everybody's like, "Okay, but
Did
give
you
me
play
something
any
new."
of the Kingdom Hearts?
I played like the first 2 worlds on Kingdom Hearts 3, but all the other Kingdom Hearts, yeah, I played some of those.
Why didn't you finish that one?
Number 3, because there was another game that came out that I played, and I forget what it was.
Like another game, like whatever was on that time came out was good.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm on to you.
I think so.
Kingdom Hearts came out around February.
The Division, I think, came out.
Ooh,
The
Division, or I
Division.
think Apex dropped. One of the two.
But yeah, that's why I really only played it. But that's another story that came out of State of Play. The first things first, like I said, Resident Evil 3 came out. It's going to be a remake for the PlayStation 4, and it's kind of coming fairly soon, April 3rd, 2020. And along with the new kind of game mode that they created, this is the one thing that came out is Project Resistance. It's an online survival game with its own campaign mode. And with the resistance mode is essentially Project Resistance. That's a 4v1. It's a horror game. It's kind of like Friday the 13th game where there's one zombie and you have to like work together to kill the zombie.
The boss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
okay.
that survival horror type game that Resident Evil's tapping into because
that sounds like some Dead by Daylight shit almost.
it's kind of Dead by Daylight and Friday, like those games for sure. Like
Yeah.
that's what he's copping off of for sure. Like doing that 4v1, one big
Dead by
head
Daylight
honcho.
lasted a long time. That could probably be something really cool for Resident Evil.
People still play that game, and I mean, it's kind of crazy about that. But that's kind of what's coming out for Resident Evil. But like you said, Kingdom Hearts 3, that's a new thing that came out. They're doing an expansion with new characters.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. I don't know if you was into it.
Battles and 20. I mean, if I gives me a reason to kind of go back and actually finish the game. But I know they're adding the Final Fantasy characters into it.
I like the story. Now I haven't finished the game, you know me. But
You threw that
same
in there.
issue. Look, same issue. Another game came around that time. I know what you're talking about because I feel like I know what game dropped around that
It was
time.
like, I think it was the Division. I think February. And then
But
like
I got
2 weeks
pretty
later.
far into Final Fantasy before I dropped off. Like I was on like the second or third world before I stopped playing, and like I try to go back into it every now and then. I just can't stay playing the game longer than 30 minutes because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of over this type
It's
of
a button
repetitive
type, you
play
just-
style. Yeah, I can't get over the play style really quickly, but like the game is really like fun. And, like the graphics are really crazy. And the shit
No,
you can do is
exactly.
amazing.
And it's kind of, again, you put Disney into video games, and I'm like, I'm going to eat that. I'm going to play that.
The story is really good too. Really good too.
But yeah, I mean, Mikey, you never played any of these games, huh? You said fuck these games? Not even the Game Boy ones?
What game were you hyped for, Mikey? Because I know games I'm hyped for.
It was Spellbreak. That was the big
Yeah.
one. There's a couple. So the Untitled Goose Game, that's a big deal just because
It's a
that
fucking-
that was going
the
around.
fuck is that?
It's
It's a
It
viral
looks
game.
nothing like
It's a viral
even
game and they're capitalizing
entertaining
on it.
about that game. I don't. Maybe I haven't looked at enough gameplay of it, but like from what the trailers show, like what the fuck?
Do you
it's
remember?
it's an indie game, just like Journey. When Journey
that's
was
like-
shown, you're like, what the fuck is this? What
The
is
Death
the point?
Stranding of indie games. Like that's how I'm looking at it right now. Like what the fuck is that? Like, what am I gonna be looking at when I play that game?
You're playing. It's like Octodad. You just play to play it.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, and that one, that game has a deeper like. not
Octodad?
meaning,
I know what you're
but,
talking
like,
about.
A deeper gameplay mechanic that you don't see, but
Oh,
like I said,
can see that
in
being pretty
terms of what I've seen from press, the press love it. So that's a big
like
win.
Life
I'm
on the
not,
River?
I'm not very excited for it.
Just look at. I think
But
people.
it's a big game.
It's a big game because I think the art style is something new and it's just out of the ordinary. That's just taking their like.
you like that type of art style though? Like is that attractive to you? Like
No,
no.
I'm with Mikey on this one. I don't know what kind of game
I
this
like
is gonna
games.
be.
I just like games in general.
I mean, I'm here for that. I'm here for that idea, but like I like games that are appealing and new. You know what I mean? I like.
Dude,
I
you
mean,
could
that
go.
is
You could
new.
go. You could go around
It's
and
not- I
quack
mean,
at people.
Appealing's debatable, but it is new.
It is new. True.
It's just yeah, you're going around quacking at people.
It's one of
kinda
those where
weird.
it's like I don't think you get it till you play it.
You ever played a game like that?
It's like Goat
Yeah.
Simulator, but you're a duck. Duck
Have you
Simulator.
played the Unfinished Swan?
No. That sounds like something that this would be like related to though.
No, it's the same people who did
Untitled Goose?
Actually, no, it was not the same. People.
It sounds about the
But
same.
and then Journey too. Journey was a game where
I've-
it was like, what the
I've
fuck
played
is
Journey.
This
Journey was. I feel like Journey had a little story, more story to it though.
there was no story to it.
There was there's you just
It's
literally-
completely
you're-
interpretive.
It's a really like a.
On what it meant is completely interpretive, and that's why I liked it. But and then Unfinished Swan, it was about like a kid trying to find his mom, whatever. But the cool mechanic idea was the world was white, like just like it looked like a sheet of paper. You could like if you looked around, like you couldn't differentiate what's going on, and you threw these like black paintballs, and it like uncovered the world. It's a really cool mechanic, and that I kind of get Unfinished Swan vibes from this, not like mechanic wise, but in terms of like story wise or like gameplay wise, whatever. I mean, even if it's a quirky
I get what you're saying.
indie game, whatever, like that's fine. We have plenty of room for that in the game industry. But cool, whatever. And then so
I think that was
Spellbreak's my
game.
biggest one. And then don't give a fuck about Kingdom Hearts Dreams. Huge.
Finally
Looked
coming
dope
out.
as fuck. Like in
They
terms
had
of
some
like
cool
all
shit
the
showing.
yeah.
They had some cool fucking shit
It
going.
looked like
different
a
games.
compilation of
Yeah.
a bunch of different games, but it
People
was one
created
game. So that's what's really cool about it. I'm turning into Andreas.
Yeah, what is it? What are we gonna use?
No, I said that's what's really cool about it.
I know, yeah, I know. I heard it.
But that's what's unique about that game is it's completely it's a game engine. You're buying a game engine.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they have like a main story that you can play, and then you can kind of branch off, just kind of like Little Big Planet. But
Yeah,
interested to see that because in how that does, because if that fails, Medium Molecule's done. That's going to be a Shutter Studio.
You think that would fail? That type of.
if it
that
doesn't
type of
succeed,
game?
yeah.
Yes. No, they
I mean,
would close
if it
that
doesn't
studio.
succeed, of course, there's always
Think
that.
about
if.
when was the last game that they put out? last game that they put out was Tearaway on the PS Vita.
Jesus.
And before that, it was Little Big Planet
3,
2?
right? No.
2. Yeah, Little Big Planet 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I forget 3. Yeah.
So that's a big gap to not have any like game put out. Little Big Planet 2 on the PS3.
So you're saying it won't succeed because the audience,
No, I'm saying
consumers
I'm
don't know
interested to see if they can actually make this stick, because if it doesn't stick, they're done.
So you're saying they've just been too far out of like the actual
Yeah,
industry
they're not
to see
making
what's
money,
going
and
on.
at that point, as a business, especially as Sony, you got to be like,
Smart moves, man.
On it.
yeah,
Why do you think Sony's betting them so hard then?
because that's what Sony does. Because if you don't throw shit against the wall, you don't know what sticks. So, I mean, who would have thought Little Big Planet would
But
be
that's
as
a
good of a
big
cash
ass
cow?
gamble though. But I mean, they did have the fucking the Sackboys, the mascot, so maybe they were just kind of hiding in that pocket.
Yeah, I
think
can
that's
see
what this
that
was?
too. But then there's shit like, I mean, how do you explain shit like, even going back to God of War, like, how do you know that was gonna stick?
You know?
But God of War had there was multiple
No,
games
but like,
to it. Like, you
God
talking
of
about
War
just in
was
general?
a dead franchise at that point. Like, nobody was excited about God of War as big as it was, or Horizon Zero Dawn, or even the shit that Sony just takes shots,
Yeah.
like with like
Horizon Zero Dawn, I
iToy,
think, remember, like, the last one.
VR, PSP, PS Vita, like the Pocket Station, like whatever, like the SingStar, like they have like a bunch of things in their pocket that aren't necessarily the most like lucrative games,
They're
but
camera
they take
games.
shots because they want to see what works.
Well,
Shoot your shot, right? That's the
I mean,
deal.
yeah, that's what you got to do, I guess, to make it.
But
I'm counting on Dreams. I mean, it looks like a really fun game. I feel like a lot of people can grasp onto this. It's just kind of one of those games that you just kind of hop onto and you just never know what you're going to get into type of games. Like, and it seems like it has enough of content and like creativity behind it to where like you can literally play any genre in here. It looks like I saw like some racer. I've seen some kind of horror clips. It seems like it's enough literal game space.
they had
where you're able to
Wipeout. They had a full Wipeout game.
Yeah.
yeah, so
they
it
did,
really seems like one of those staple games like you should have because you never know. You know what I'm saying? If you play with a friend, multiplayer could be crazy. Kind of have its own. Maybe there's another like Rocket League version in there. You know what I mean?
I think if
Rocket
they,
Clock could change.
if they market this right, I think this game would be very successful because I think it's a game that could stick.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I mean, there, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot that, like, I mean, Paper Beast looked cool. I don't have a VR, so
No, I wouldn't get it,
and
yeah.
then
It
the
looked like
Predator,
a cool VR game though, right?
the Predator game. What's it
bro,
called?
no.
A Predator game's coming out
Yes,
April
that shit looks
24th,
dope.
2020.
You said like what attracted you there? Were you attracted to the Predator game?
I saw the gameplay of it.
It
Or
looks-
I think it was it.
It looks
Did
gorgeous.
you fuck with it?
It looks
I
good.
like the idea of it.
It's free, I'd buy it. If it's free, I'd buy it. So if it's free, I'll download it. But like,
Even if it's not free, I'll buy it.
I
Yeah.
think the older
I would've spent my money on it.
Xbox 360 game Alien versus Predator.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
that game?
different though.
that's different.
It was different, but I don't know. It looked like the gameplay even looked better. Mechanics looked almost like arcadey in this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looked like some arcade.
Sounds like you're hating on it right now.
I mean, maybe I am, but
It looks
I
like
mean,
a battle royale game. It looks exactly how Apex would have looked if they just gave you a glimpse of Apex.
yeah.
I don't get that type of vibe though from Apex.
But and then Babylon's Fall.
That's,
that
yeah.
looked cool. It looked like a almost like a Sekiro type
Not
game.
at all. It to me it looks like Square Enix version of like a Devil May Cry.
I mean, Square Enix does develop Devil May Cry.
I thought it was. Is it really them? Am I
Hmm.
tripping?
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks like
I
you're in a
don't think so.
predicament, bro.
I thought it was Capcom.
Oh, it is Capcom. You're right. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Fact
Ooh.
check. Flowers
Fact
is
check
back.
me.
Thank you.
Fact check Flowers. Oh my
That's not
god, I
bad.
haven't seen you in
But,
a minute.
yeah.
How you been, dude?
So it looked like their version of a Devil May Cry game, just based off what I was seeing, like the combos. Like it almost looked like you can kind of switch like what he uses in his combos. So that's what I got from it. But
Look cool. I'm not gonna play that game.
Yeah.
I'll probably not either. But it looked really like cool. Like I looked like I'd rather play Devil May Cry, honestly. But
So those were the things that I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the ones were Spellbreak,
Spellbreak is the one I'm like out of all that. But then
Dreams, and then the
Superliminal?
Predator game.
Yeah.
Those were the three that I was like, okay, these are games I'd get day one. And then the rest were like, okay, well, cool, wait and see. Even the ending, the Ghost of Tsushima.
that was like a little. I like how that was done to me. Like, hey, yeah, we're gonna show you like a 20-second clip and then save it for the Game Awards.
And Game Awards is gonna be big. That's when we're gonna get a new Crash Bandicoot game.
when do they
100%.
air
Rumored.
that? What do they air that?
Oh yeah, they're like a whole new, right?
A whole new.
Yeah.
A whole new, boys. We're coming. I'm excited.
I don't know about all that.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Thank God.
When does that air? The Game Awards.
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, our podcast comes out the day after it.
Damn.
So what did you think of that winner of Game of the... I don't know.
we can't even.
It's all right. We're good. We'll talk
Any
about it on the
predictions
next
you guys
week's
want to make
episode.
real quick?
Huh?
No.
I mean, that's what we did on the thing.
We did that on the other day.
Did
Like-
we be making predictions though? Did we?
Oh, like,
We just
no,
went-
I
we
mean, it's
went
not
over
that
it.
many announcements that happen
No,
typically at the Game Awards, and typically they're like lackluster announcements.
Okay.
Look, we're going to get Crash Bandicoot. That's all that matters.
Yeah. But baby PS4 stuff, but I don't expect a huge announcement out of it. It's just cool things, but something that Mikey will get excited for Crash Bandicoot. It's cool though. How do you guys feel about those state of plays though? Worth it? Keep doing them? Doesn't matter? Don't care?
Doesn't matter.
I like to see them.
It's just like weekly. I mean, they're updates. It's
like,
cool.
why would you not do them? Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
For those like who want to keep up with video games, I think they're like perfect for like, okay, this is coming. These are the games I should probably be focused on. I mean, obviously, if you're more like into a certain genre, you'll look up those games that are coming
Yeah.
out. But I feel like this is just a nice little kind of like touch of the rainbow where you see everything.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is like
Not everything,
for
but-
any business, it's just them trying to communicate with the community, saying, "Hey, this is what you got coming for the next 2020 year," and then all that stuff. Surprised by the game, I'm a little bit by the Ghost of Tsushima. I want more first party stuff like that because all the other shit, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be available for everybody else.
And I'm excited for this PS5 announcement because what the fuck are we going to play?
What are we gonna play?
Probably a Guerrilla game.
They always give first dibs.
I imagine Guerrilla Games launches a game with the PS5.
They
I
have
think
to.
that's going to be their only first party game that they
And
have at
then-
launch. I mean, it has to be. Santa Monica, maybe.
Yeah.
Just like a new IP.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
At this point, I don't know. I don't know what Sony is willing to not bet on because it looks like they're just like letting
Winging it.
studios go.
Hey, whatever you want to do.
So it's
go
really
ahead.
whatever the studios want to do. It looks like.
Chances they launch without a game.
They're gonna
You see
launch.
that?
No, they're going to. I mean, there is backwards
I think there's
compatibility.
a 100% chance that Guerrilla launches with the PS5 game. Launches the PS5 with the game.
All right, you bank it on a new IP right now. I'll put you on the spot right now. You bank it on a new
I
IP
imagine
or
it's a Killzone.
sequel? Killzone, like
I
Killzone
imagine
4.
It's a Killzone.
Yeah.
It's just.
If it's Gorilla, they could be.
Haven't had a,
They
what was
could,
the last Gorilla game? Do you know?
Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was what 2017.
13.
Horizon Zero Dawn was
They
that
had
2013,
DLC
was
in
it?
2015. No.
Dumbo, can you check that? When was Horizon Zero Dawn? 2013. That doesn't sound right.
When was the DLC for it?
I'm over here thinking like it's 16 or 17. Huh?
When was the DLC launch for it though? Like, was it like a year later or later that
It was
year?
about a year.
Oh,
For
maybe it was 2015.
2013. seems
I
very
remember it
early.
was a PAX and it was when a bunch of shit went down.
Wait, when it was released?
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Bro, initial release date February 28, 2017.
Yeah, it was like 17. Yeah.
Was
It was.
17?
It was.
You just
Horizon
read
Zero
right,
Dawn.
Bro.
He's checking, dude. You gonna question our producer?
17.
Bro, it says right here, like
You're getting him a see? This don't fucking.
Maybe it was announced earlier.
the
released
developer,
later?
Guerrilla Games, Engine, Decima, Composer, Horace the
he's
Man,
checking.
Awards,
All right,
Writer
never mind.
Guild, Wikipedia. You know, anything else you want me to check? I can call the president.
I was wrong. I don't know why I said 2013. I'm off today.
When you said 2013, I was like, dude, it came out launched? No, it didn't. Like,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was a little confused.
Good.
I'm on some. I thought 2015 for sure though.
No, I knew it was a later game because I knew it was pretty good. But yeah, state of plays, keep them coming. I know some people are like, just give me good games, something like that. But like, they want
Do you
that.
get hype for State of Plays?
I wish I didn't have them. I wish they don't have them so we could have a PSX.
Yes.
So you'd rather the actual event?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
I
I
can
prefer
see that
those
being way
events.
more engaging, but I feel like State of Play definitely reaches a lot bigger of an audience though.
Yeah, because again, it's just online. It drops, and there you go. I didn't even know they were doing a state of play. I just woke up to the news and like, hey, Dios míos, what's
How
going
many
on?
PSX events did they ever have? Like, was it just
3.
one?
They did 3, 15, 16, 17, right?
And what did they do at the? Was it essentially just a State of Play, just on stage?
14, right?
Huh?
14.
14? I forget which year. I know.
Well,
Yeah.
Vegas was 4. I don't know. At this point, I don't know if anything.
No, I'm saying
else
like, what do they do at the PSX events though? Like, is it essentially just a State of Play,
It's just
on
like
stage?
yeah. So it's first party stuff. They announce all that shit, and then there's a whole literally convention. And you can just go around and play games.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really fucking
San
cool.
Francisco, they should bring it back to SF.
SF was nice. I went to SF and then went to LA, so they're both pretty good.
I wonder why Wow, that sounds fucking like a lot of fun.
It is, and that's kind of the reason why for me, I mean, I guess we had the luxury because we're from LA. I'm pretty sure East Coast people wouldn't do all that, but for us, we had that luxury.
I'm pretty sure East Coast people would. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and that's kind of the reason why I'm like, man, these state of plays. The more I see them, the more they're going to be bank on those, and they're not going to do a huge event. So I don't know. It's all good for me. For me, again, the more news, the better. When I get more information, let me know about my favorite games. I'm with that. You know.
Is there any game that you're hyped for?
Hell yeah, and they just announced it.
What is that?
2K Games officially announces it's working on a new BioShock. I'm fucking hyped. That game, the series in general, was amazing. So let's say what they did. They said
seems like a weird announcement.
A little bit.
Just to announce.
They just announced it. So
give me a cool trailer and surprise me at like an E3.
They said today 2K Games announced the formation of a new studio called Cloud Chamber to work on the next BioShock. A game that's still a few years out from releasing, according to the publisher. And they're saying a collective storytellers eager to push the front lines of interactive entertainment by making unique, entertaining, and thoughtful experiences that engage the world. Cloud Chamber will build its team at 2 locations, San Francisco and Montreal, Quebec. So yeah, new studio, and they're just pretty much saying, hey, we're working on this game. Give us time. This studio is going to be legit because it's going to bring you BioShock. Coming back.
You know what? I miss the days where everything was a secret in the games industry, and then they surprised the fuck out of you.
That's what I'm saying.
It seems like everybody is so transparent now with like what they're doing, what they're working on. Hey, we made this. Like, I remember.
Sometimes it's the community though too, because like I know Nintendo was fucking trying to get on people for leaking some of Nintendo shit. Nintendo was really trying to clap back at like people that leak some of their like gameplay or like
a day before or some shit. I remember.
Yeah, some shit like that. So I feel like sometimes it's not even in the control.
That's fine, but this is just them being like, hey.
Yeah, by the way.
We made the studio, and they're developing BioShock. All right, have a good day.
Like,
that's what this announcement was to me.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause there's so many studios now that are like, hey, like they have a studio, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're working on a game. What game?
I remember when they
don't even want to tell you.
Sony hid Naughty Dog's second developer team for Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
So like Uncharted 3 came out, and you're like, oh, it's going to be hella long before we see another Naughty Dog
game.
Game Awards come around, fucking Last of Us fucking drops. It's like, oh my God, how'd they do it in such a short time, blah, blah, blah. And they had a second team that they like started secretly.
Yeah, because I think they said like once Uncharted 3 was almost done, they just needed polishing. Like they took half the team again or something like that. Yeah, but like you said.
Or even like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Like where, no, but legitimately, they started a brand new studio from the ground up to develop an exclusive. Like, they didn't just be like, hey, we started this studio. They're working on this, like, Smash Brothers for PlayStation.
So it's a new team of people like,
yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. So it's like, I miss the days where it's like,
a surprise.
Surprise.
No, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
No, of course. I mean, because that's why everybody attends E3. That's why everybody gets freaked out. But everybody now, I guess because the business is growing, they got to change their ways too. And I guess they want to be their own source of news rather than somebody breaking it, leaking it, whatever it may be. But long story short, PlayStation, they're going to keep making these, and I'm happy. Again, just have a few, like Mikey said, a few surprises along the way. Don't just be like, oh, by the way, we're going to show you a little bit here and there. Like, have that surprise moment. Get you guys, people excited again. Shock is the best value.
Make the games industry exciting again.
Make the industry.
An announcement with the trailer would be nice.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry. But that's what happened. So, BioShock, I mean, I know me and Mikey played that game, that dystopia world, that crazy great world where it just fucks you up in the first game. Second game I like. Third game was we don't talk about that one.
Oh man, I kind of want to go back.
That's
and
how I
play
feel about Resident Evil.
But I got a shit ton to go back and play. I still gotta see. I pulled the flowers. I didn't never finish Days Gone because it never grabbed me.
So now I'm a verb.
Yeah. So I gotta go back and finish that, and then I actually want to pick up Control. IGN actually just gave Control
Game of the Year.
I
don't believe in that.
What?
So here's a pretty shitty. So IGN.
Well, you haven't played it, so why you saying you don't believe in that?
Because
you haven't played it.
Did you see who else was in the? So for IGN,
did
they
you
made
play
their
the game?
own. Can I finish my fucking point, please?
Sure, but did you play the game?
No.
All right, then your points are
valid.
valid.
I don't care. Let me tell you why it's valid. All right. Because for Game of the Year, they actually had Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on that category. Hands down, it should have been that game, no matter what.
But did you play Control?
No.
Okay, so it could be 10 times better than Jedi Fallen Order, and you don't even know.
Nope, don't believe
Got
it.
But do you think it could be?
Could be.
Have you seen any gameplay?
I haven't played it.
I mean, no, you don't have to. I mean, I'm just saying based off gameplay. Do you think it could?
Honestly, I know nothing about that game.
Me neither.
Have you seen any gameplay?
No.
I honestly haven't been less interested in a game in terms of like,
Okay.
in terms of keeping up with it. Like,
Yeah,
it just kind of
usually-
came out.
I've seen some gameplay on it, so I was just wondering if you've seen gameplay.
I just
That's why
funny.
I asked you.
It's funny just because like usually like for me anytime there's like movie of the year or whispers and like damn people should actually watch that movie or play that game. Like, oh, that game got game of the year? Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, and then
like,
it's
so
like, oh, I
weird.
should watch it. Where it's like, yeah, I want to go back and play it. Like, if IGN gave it Game of the Year, I think it's worth playing, so I'm going to go back and play it. Play Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to play Death Stranding eventually.
I will get
Whenever you give up.
I won't. You can play it on Christmas.
That's just
Merry Christmas.
disrespectful.
Could. You can
Would?
play Jedi Fallen Order. Because I'll platinum that bitch by then.
That was the weirdest thing. But no, BioShock. My bad. It's a new game. It's a new series that I love. So I'm glad that they're bringing it back and kind of pushing it forward. Kind of like they did that with God of War. They took a break. They changed the total direction of God of War. It's no longer those button mashing type combo things like that. So if they do that with BioShock, it's another game that's near and dear. I'm hella happy about that. Super. But it's another game you need to play, man. It's one of those generational type games.
I'll give the quote,
I'll
too,
run
that they
everybody for
gave on them developing this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's a lot of saying something without saying anything. Our team believes in the beauty of strength and diversity in both the makeup of our studio and the nature of its thinking. Gilmore said in a press release, we are a deeply experienced group of game makers, including many responsible for BioShock's principal creation, advancement, and long-standing notoriety, and honored to be a part of the 2K family as stewards of this iconic franchise. Wow.
That's just...
Just give me a fucking trailer and then
That's exactly... Hey,
Why
by the
are
way...
you throwing the diversity, strength, and like it's like,
Yeah.
come on, like that is
Power
virtual
quote.
signaling 101.
Catchphrase.
We got black people at the studio.
We
Like,
got more than
that's
one.
What I hear. Yeah, we have more than one. We have some
We're
Muslims too and
diverse.
some women. We're strength and diversity. Like, just show me in the game.
I
Like, why
think-
you gotta like, you know?
Lead the industry in new ways. I mean, obviously with the right stuff that happened, they're just trying to be loud and clear from the get-go because it is a new studio. Maybe they try to lead by example. Maybe they are trying to do something.
Sure, but like that one statement is just like so.
It's
like,
overreaching.
I hate,
It's
like,
overreach. Yeah.
anytime anybody starts with like they're diverse, like it's just
Shut
so
up,
pandery
bitch.
to me.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
It's so pandery to me.
I mean, what if it's like a marketing scheme? Like, okay, we're really diverse. If you're trying to be a video game, if you're female trying to be a game developer, or what I'm saying, idea behind that, where the studio to get involved with, type of
yeah.
statement.
You should be going out
To do their own recruiting?
and you should be going out and being like, hey, blah blah blah, and like if you want to use that as like a selling tool in a conversation with the person, like, hey, we are a diverse studio. That's different than being like, we're diverse and we're strong in our diversity.
It's like being so loud about it. It's like, all right, dude.
It's like, all right, let's pump. It's like that's
Pump
like
the
me.
brakes.
If I was like, I got a black guy and a Mexican on my channel, like it's like that's not what this is. Like, why would you market something like
Yeah.
that? That's not
Yeah.
what you know.
I'm diverse.
I hear
But
you.
it is.
but
I hear
it's
you.
like, no, but like that's so that's not the point. Like,
It's not the meal thing.
it's just so pandery to me to the point where it's just like, okay, cool. Like what kind
you
of
mind-
credit, like social credit, does that give you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, good, you should. And you shouldn't have to brag about it because you should consciously just be diverse in your hiring because you're a decent person and you give
Yeah.
people opportunities
Yeah.
and no matter what they are. Like,
That's
why are
fine.
you out here making a big deal of it? Isn't that the same thing as giving it to a homeless guy and then making a big deal? You just gave it to a homeless guy?
Yeah.
Not it's
do
probably
that
a
all the
bad
time, though.
analogy. Yeah, I know,
I
but
know what
like,
you're talking about. Yeah, people do that all the time, though, and that is kind of fucked up in the sense that you kind of trying to look for some praise, which you should
They
be
want
doing
to-
already.
They're patting themselves on the back and they're like, hey,
Yeah.
guys. Nobody cares. Just make a good game.
I don't care who's like. I care who's making the game. Like, I don't care who's making the game. Like, in terms
Just
of
make
like
a fucking...
like the people, but like, yeah, cool. If it's like that's awesome. Like, you're not you're not racist asshole.
Yeah,
or, like,
good job
sexist
for
assholes.
being
like
a
good
regular-
job for
decent people.
being decent people. Like, I don't understand. Like, good, you recruited talented people. I don't know what to say.
That's all.
Power in the back in itself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just bugs me. I hate.
Yeah, I
we're
get
divert.
you, I get
Okay, cool.
I mean,
awesome. Like,
it is just funny because speaking of BioShock, kind of changing the subject a little bit, going to like the little bit of news because it is the end of 2019, going into a new decade, and Metacritic was pretty cool. They decided to kind of compilate all their stats things together to kind of give you games of the decade. So kind of games that were either their best ranked game or their most reviewed game, and it changed. Like they gave out cool scorecards for like different games, and just kind of going off their list for the top 10. They have a top 50 list on this. I have it on my phone because I didn't want to print that huge list out, and I saved papers and I saved the world. You're welcome,
Shut
America.
up. This is what I was just talking about, pandering.
What does this mean?
Just do it.
Oh, you know what? No, you're mad. Why are you mad?
Well, sometimes you have to speak on it so people know that, you know what I mean, you're one of those actively involved people.
Who
And
gives
they
a
can
fuck?
Draw up your
Who
inspiration.
gives a fuck?
I'm just
You
trying to let you
motivate
know.
people.
Save
People look
the
up to
trees.
people that do things like that, man.
Bro, that's why our world is
Man.
how it is.
My
Because
hippie
of
voice.
Mikey.
I saved like
So
10
just-
pages of 10 pieces of paper. You're welcome, guys. But going off the list real quick,
Peace and love, baby.
this is going to be their top
Peace and love, dog.
ranked games of the year and all that stuff. So Super Mario Galaxy 2 has a score of 97.
I
That's their
never
top
played the
ranked game
first
of the
one.
decades.
And I really liked like the Rosalina Carol storyline and the story and her character itself. And I wish I played it on the Wii, but
Yeah, so it was on the
Mario
Wii
Galaxy
2010.
was like one of the best ones, right?
Super Mario Galaxy 2 got like damn near like the most scored, and then it's like the top rank in 97. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Switch for 2017, 97. Another 97. And I think that's my game of the generation. Like if there's a game of the generation, game of the decade, mine's is probably going to be Breath of the Wild.
You're dumb.
All right, let's keep talking. Let's going by the list because you don't even know the list, you fuck. Going by number 3, Red Dead Redemption 2. That came out 2018. 4 is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay.
5 is Super Mario
I can see that
Odyssey.
being game of the decade, to be honest.
Fucking
Grand Theft
Nintendo
Auto.
and their fucking Nintendo credit.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we'll go to it right now in a second because I know what you're talking about. Super Mario Odyssey, that was number 5. 6 was Mass Effect 2. 7, Mass Effect 2 came out 2010. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, that came out 2011. That was number 7. And it starts dipping the scores, goes to 96. The Last of Us, number 8 and 95 score.
That's number 1.
Came out 2013. I don't know, but I mean, I guess, but 8 is The Last of Us. 9 is The Last of Us Remastered. I guess it's the same shit. I don't know how, but they did 8 and 9. They double dipped. Number 10, close it out real quick. Red Dead Redemption, Xbox 360 2010, and that closed out the 10, and I had a score of 95.
I think back at all the games I played, and honestly, fuck most of those games.
So there's other ones.
Those games?
Portal, God of War, Batman, Legend of Zelda. I'm just
Portal's
going
really
off.
good.
Batman Portal, I definitely think should be on there. Breath of the Wild, I think should be on there, but I don't think it's as high as they.
But look at
rank
that.
it.
Like, it's,
Last of Us should be higher than where it's at. Last of Us Remastered shouldn't be on it. at
I don't
all.
think so either, yeah.
Um,
But here's the thing: out of the top 10 list, automatically just by the Metacritic score, the top
I feel
top
like
5
Grand Theft Auto
games,
5. Is
top
that-
5 games, 3 of them are Nintendo.
Where's Grand Theft Auto 5 on that board? I feel
Number
like that should definitely be up there as far as
Grand Theft Auto 5 is at number 4.
why is Red
Number
Dead
4? Okay,
Redemption
yeah, that's
2 on
definitely
there?
top
Nobody
5.
played that game.
I mean, I for sure didn't play. I just fished. I just fucking fished.
I just fished.
I bought a fishing
Like-
simulator.
When I play, like when I talked about that game with the general like people, like the public, you know,
Mhm.
like just people like regular ass gamers and not like critics. Even critics, to be honest, like nobody's beat that game. Like everybody's like, oh, I was really into it, and then I like fell out of it.
I know like one person.
Wow,
that's beat it.
game of the generation.
I
Get
know
the fuck
one
out of
person
here. That should
that's
be off the
funny.
list.
I mean, it is.
And again, it's critics are gonna critic.
They
You know
are.
what I mean?
That's the reason why BioShock Infinite. I don't even know how the regular one is. That's me sending you guys a message so I can give you guys a list.
There's PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale on there.
It doesn't even get to the top 30. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not even there. But there is some old school nostalgic games. Arkham City 2011. There was. I'm trying to go back. I mean, it's the decade one. Number 19 is StarCraft 2: Wings of Liberty. I'm trying to just go back. Persona 4 or 2012. That's for top 20. I'm just looking at what's the inside for Xbox One. What the hell's that?
Forza Horizon 4. Yes, sir. That game was GOAT.
God of War 3.
But that's like 25.
Yeah. Bloodborne made the list. I'm glad
29.
about Bloodborne. Bloodborne was
God
a
of
really
War
good
barely
game.
made the list, and Portal 2 barely made the list.
It's crazy.
Like the top 10.
They're up there. What you mean?
BioShock Infinite is way too high.
I mean, yeah, it was way too high. 15, that's way too high. I don't like how it's up there. I'm trying to think of another good
Legend
game.
of Zelda Skyward Sword way too high. 24. The fuck? This is why I hate rankings.
What's crazy is
Smash Bros. Ultimate not high enough.
Rock Band. I'm surprised those games are even up on this list.
Uncharted 3 way too
Like
low.
top 50.
That's my take on this fucking shit list.
Have you heard of
Fuck
a game
you,
called
Metacritic.
Inside? Have you heard of a game called Inside?
Huh?
Have you heard of a game called
No,
Inside?
it's all caps. I don't even know what that game is. It's called
What
Inside.
the fuck was Inside? Top 30?
You gotta look it up, dude. Journey. We were talking about Journey earlier.
Where did
rating it at
Nickelodeon
40.
Kart
Xbox One?
Racers land on this list?
I'm not that mad about this list, but I feel like there's definitely some games that slept through the crack.
Well, it's also
Pac-Man Champion.
It's based off critics, and it just
Top
bugs the
20.
shit on me because
You're not a
I
critic.
don't even want to get into this.
Why? Because you're not a critic.
There's no
Well,
Tetris.
the fact that all the Nintendo games are super high because they're Nintendo, like,
And they're great.
Nintendo-
So you're gonna say
if
Last of Us?
PlayStation made Mario, it wouldn't get as high
Why? What do you mean?
because Nintendo has this like Nintendo value to it. If Nintendo is on the label, it is automatically going to be ranked higher than it should.
You know how many times Nintendo makes shit games?
What? That makes no sense.
And you know how many times they make shit games and they're praised for it? Skyward Sword, A1 since day
Skyward
one.
Sword?
Yeah.
That was a great fucking game. What do you mean?
Think so?
You actually get a Triforce at that one.
Over here. That's your combat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a great story. Is she stolen? You have to go save her? Oh, my God. Oh, what a revolutionary way to play the game. Let me wag my wrist.
I'm just saying
Oh,
that's one of
wow.
the few games you actually
Man,
get a
this
Triforce.
combat is really...
All the
how
other
many,
times
do they have
you
a
be
50-man
getting-
development team on this combat? Because it's so revolutionary. Fuck that game.
Yeah. You just hate
Look,
it.
Breath of the Wild, I do think is up there. But
Breath of the Wild's
you
amazing.
cannot deny that anytime Nintendo is slapped on something, they're automatically a couple slots higher than it would be if it was anything else. If Xbox came out with Mario, it would be ranked lower. If PlayStation came out with Mario, it would be ranked lower. Mark my words.
Nope, don't believe it. They give
Bet.
out
it's
great
it's
games.
just the fact. Just the facts.
So they have Odyssey above Last of Us. Do you think that's
Yes.
accurate?
Yes. Odyssey, Mario Odyssey.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you make it seem like Nintendo just.
I'm
got,
the
like,
platformer
Midas touch.
guy. Odyssey was an alright platformer.
Jesus, you're just hating on it.
No, I look. I'm just being
Okay,
real.
what about Skyrim above Last
look,
of Us?
was Odyssey a good game? It was a good game. It was an alright platformer.
Odyssey was
It was a
solid.
good game. Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah,
Last of Us, that's the sauce.
but I'm saying Odyssey is above
That ain't the juice.
Last of Us on the list. Do you agree with that? Like, I think
No.
Odyssey is 5.
I think Last of Us is a more artful, impactful game, and it should be much higher on that list, especially above fucking Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey's 5. So you think
More
Last
of
of
the
Us
same
top 5.
formula. Like, what did they revolutionize in
It's
any
game
way?
of the decade. If you think of game of the decade, you want to think of a game that changed the way storytelling is made,
I
the
think
way
Not even.
acting is made
Look,
in a
and
movie.
I
in
get
a
that's
game.
not their list for game of the day.
Yeah.
It's basically the highest score
Highest
games,
scoring,
right?
yeah.
So I get that. That's not Metacritic's fault. That's
It's not.
the critic's fault for
But I think it's
saying
difference
like
of
Mario
impactful.
Odyssey is so great. I don't think it's a terrible game, but I definitely don't think the praise it got. Same with same with Skyward Sword, because it's a Nintendo game, because it's a Zelda game. It gets a bump because it's just a Nintendo game. Because the nostalgia, because people love that.
They do, but then again, I feel like this. I think I know what you're saying. They get the benefit of the doubt, or they kind of get that
They
like
get a
pass. Because I mean, even the shit games, people are like, "It's a good game." What do you mean,
Yeah, I
Kirby?
know.
What? What are you talking
Yes,
about? That was a great game.
That's what I'm saying.
Detective Pikachu? Yeah, that was great. Like, all right, they're just games that they bank on what they're known for to make money.
Even Splatoon, a first-party Nintendo game, I think that game got rated way higher than it would have if it came out on PlayStation.
I mean, it's hard for a shooter to kind of be good.
And you
anyway.
can't say that's not wrong, because that is 100% right. If Splatoon
That's-
came out on PlayStation, it would be buried.
But look,
I don't know.
I feel like those games get rated higher because of the platform they're launched on, for sure.
Then exactly. So that's not like that's my point.
But I don't think that takes away from how great the game was.
I'm sure it was a good game. Is it better than The Last of Us?
But
Now we're
you pretty much
bullshitting
saying
ourselves.
Last of Us is better because of the same reason, though.
For what?
Because it's on PlayStation.
No, I'm saying it because the way it revolutionized storytelling, why it took such a zombie fatigue time and actually made something interesting, made you afraid of the people more than it made you afraid of the zombies, actually evoked emotion from you. The game made me cry, and not just me, a lot of people, but not even if you didn't cry from it, it evoked emotion for you.
Yeah.
Just like Journey. Where the fuck's Journey on this list?
It's on there. It's like in the top 50. It's like
yeah,
40
that's
something.
bullshit. Journey should be higher because that's another revolutionary game that was artful, impactful, and fucking meaningful. Right?
I never even gave. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to
So
you.
it's
Journey,
like-
never played it.
And what do we have? We have
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really
cool.
good.
I mean, Red Dead 2, whatever. It's a super realistic game. Cool, whatever. But like, just a lot of these games, it's like
But
Mario
you didn't
Odyssey.
finish Red Dead 2 though, so how could you say Red Dead 2 isn't that type of? I'm not gonna say it's gonna be as revolutionary, as impactful as Last
said,
of Us. But also
what
content
Red
and
Dead
what it
2
did?
did?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it could be on the top 10. It should probably be on the top 10 more than Mario Odyssey.
There's
and shit.
a
Because it's super realistic. The mechanics
finish
in it,
Odyssey?
everything. I didn't finish Odyssey, but I did play Odyssey.
How
Wasn't
did you get?
I
Like,
beat
majority through
Odyssey.
the game?
bitch.
I'd probably say not 30%.
So how are you gonna really speak on the game like it wasn't? I'm not gonna say Odyssey was revolutionary.
So
but
what is there a spectacular ending where Mario dies?
Well, here's the thing. I beat
Like,
Super
No,
Mario.
look, and
on.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There is something
you
to be
looking
said where
for?
it's like, I get it. I give you shit, but you don't necessarily have to beat a game to understand what that game is. Like what the gist of the game is or where it kind of falls, right? Whereas like I am the platformer guy. I know what goes into a good platformer. I love platformers, right?
But you're
You can
saying
get-
the story.
I can
mean,
get into it. Okay, well even the
Last
story.
of Us is more or less maybe a more aggressive, maybe more suspenseful Resident Evil.
No,
No.
different games. Different games.
Resident Evil.
I'm
Last
not
of
gonna
Us.
say it follows the same structure, but I feel like
Sure,
gist of the
there's
game-
zombies in them. Sure, and you shoot. Sure, if that's what we're boiling it down to. I'm saying Mario fundamentally is not like Mario Odyssey is not fundamentally that different of game. They had a hat mechanic.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, dude.
Like that's what they did different, and then they
Okay.
added some
No.
different gameplay mechanics. But at the end of the day, they didn't revolutionize that
You're
genre.
making fun
in
of
any way.
Cappy.
I mean, do you agree with him though?
To the point. I know what he's trying to do and say, but
You agree that Last of Us should be placed above Super Mario Odyssey
yes.
on this list
I'd say Journey should
Because
be
of the
placed
same
above The
reasons?
Last of Us.
Huh?
because of the same reasons?
No,
Because
I
of the
think
story?
Super Mario Odyssey was still a great game. Like it's still one of those classic Mario games. It's a fun game. You pick up, you know what to expect. You're not.
Did
you
you
can't-
finish Odyssey?
You
Finished the
can't.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went
Did
to the
Mario die at
darker
the
side
end?
of the
Did it
moon.
make you cry? Was it just this revolutionary game?
Well, I don't know why are you yelling. But no, I mean the idea of you know what you're gonna get when you get a Super Mario game, a platformer, right? You didn't know what you're gonna get with The Last of Us,
Okay,
and that's
so
why it
just
took you
because
out.
It was a Mario game.
Are you gonna
knew
go
it's gonna be a
back
Mario
5
game.
years from now and replay Odyssey?
Possibly. You never know.
Be
You always
real
have that thought, dude.
Be real with me.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably. Do you know why?
Let me borrow
Here's the
Odyssey
reason
for a little
why.
bit of time, and I
Here's the
want
why.
to replay it.
Because obviously when they release a new Mario game, I'm like, oh cool, let me play the Mario before that. I'm like that's usually how it is.
so that's what I think Odyssey did so good because I mean I didn't get a chance to play Odyssey really very all the way through, but I really enjoyed the game. It was way more captivating, even just from the little bit I played of Last of Us and Mario. I feel like Mario Odyssey was way more captivating just as an actual
It's fun
game.
because it kind of just puts you right in there. I mean, obviously, when it comes to like the storytelling that The Last of Us created and did, it took you out of that like the story, and you didn't play for a bit and things like that. But I still think The Last of Us should have been better, more higher. But again, it's just the rating. We each ranking or each category that we're going to look into is going to be different from everybody others.
No, and that's what's fun about this. Like, I'm not saying like this is like
This should be
Of course, of
travesty. Fuck this.
yeah, but like I like go dox the people who like
just
that's
thought it
not what
was
I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying like in general, to me, I feel like Nintendo gets more of a bump on their games than any other developer platform at anything.
I
So
think,
you're saying okay, I know what you're saying now.
I think outside of that, I think Nintendo just really knows how to make games that.
Are the same, but keep them fresh.
I mean, if that's how you want to say it, but
Yeah.
they really keep you like engaged in the actual game, whether it be reading the subtitles or the way you actually play the game or what you have to do in the game to get from point A to point B. I feel like sometimes that's enough to keep you more engaged rather than just following the story just to see what happens with this character and that character and zombie pops
My
in here.
point on the Mario, and again, because this is all subjective on the Mario argument. I hear you.
It is. You're right.
I'm the platform. Like I am the platformer guy. Like I
Mhm.
get. I fundamentally understand what makes a good platformer, and Mario Odyssey was an alright platformer. It was a fun platformer.
But it's not it's not decade of the.
It's not like a game of the
decade.
decade. Same reason I wouldn't put. To be honest, if like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm.
So if Crash was a place,
If Crash 1 came out and they were top 10, I'd have an issue with that. Crash 2, we have a little bit more of an argument if it came out in this decade.
Okay, if
Like,
they placed
as
any of
it
these
is.
crashes above Last of Us.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I mean, well, hey.
It's I mean,
Last of Us
he
is
gets
Mario.
platformers though. He gets platformers.
Crash isn't Mario, though, so. I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's all subjective, right? I definitely think Mario was way more of a catchy, not even catchy, but a more engaging game, like right off the rip than Last of Us.
I mean, it makes you guys think. I mean, it'd be cool to know what everybody's kind of game or games of the decade list would look like or be. Because again, like you said, it's subjective. There's a person who probably has Journey as number 1 in their list. So, yeah, it'd be
You should
pretty
play
cool.
Journey. I think it's like a little free demo, like on a PlayStation.
Don't do the demo. Just play the game.
I mean,
it's
Yeah.
$10.
I got
That's an investment. right?
$5 on
That's an
fucking
investment.
PlayStation
But I
Plus.
say,
It's like
look.
it's like 9
Mike
tacos.
usually spend some cash. Look,
It's like 9 tacos.
look,
dog.
check this out. Just play the little demo. All right, it's not super long, but it's enough to give you a sense for what you might go through.
You literally beat it in a couple hours.
Nah, I gotta beat Star Wars, so I can't. Sorry, I got commitments.
Yeah, do that
I'm surprised
first.
you even beat Journey. Did you?
Yeah. Me? I ain't ever
Did
played
you?
it. That was really
His voice got high. I don't know.
That's my voice the same
Alex,
time.
gotta do a trophy
I'm trying to
check.
keep my voice
Trophy
high 'cause
check.
I'm sick.
Trophy check.
Trophy check him. That's not gonna be it. But
You
yeah,
just got caught. I see it in your
You
face.
got-
Damn, man.
The
Now
last
I
bit
gotta
of news-
check. Like fuck.
last bit of news, real quick. It's something that's gonna be interesting for everybody else. Because I mean, I have a PlayStation, so I'm lucky. We're
Don't trophy
blessed.
check me.
MLB The Show is finally gonna be available for everybody.
This
So
is nuts.
if you didn't know, San Diego Studios, they have a license with MLB to kind of have PlayStation the only place to get an MLB game. So MLB The Show, it's always been PlayStation. They never let anybody else out. It's funny because on Twitter, they treated it like a breaking news, like a trade deadline or something like that. And MLB pretty much said, hey, by the way, 2021 will be the year that you could buy MLB The Show anywhere, in a sense. Nintendo, Xbox, probably PC. You're going to finally be able to play MLB The Show. It's a new deal. And is it groundbreaking, Mikey? Is this considered groundbreaking news? Just because?
It is. Okay, so
Count caking.
this is why. Sony is so fucking exclusive
Ground
with their
staking.
games.
I know.
So in their first part, they are so protective over their IP
Rights
and their
and all that shit,
studios and
yeah.
everything, right? What I imagine happened is MLB is like, hey, you're not going to get the license anymore if you don't put this on other platforms. That's what I imagine
Yeah.
happened because Sony would not. This is not a move Sony would do.
That's
They don't
what I
even
was-
put their games on PC because they're smart. Why would I put money into this if you could play it in other places? So who would buy a PlayStation if you could play it on other things?
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I think PlayStation got so right with like their mindset in terms of exclusives. Now, do I think they did this out of goodwill? No, I think they did this because
They were
MLB
forced a
was
little
like,
bit.
you're going to give up the license. And if I were Sony, I'd let them be like, okay, I don't want the license.
Yeah.
Who's going to make an MLB game?
Yeah.
2K was doing it, and they fucking...
It was bad.
They not bad, they were good, but it just wasn't lucrative because
Is
MLB the show was just so good.
Yeah.
And then there was another studio that did it for a long
What
time
studio
as well.
made MLB The Show? Do you know off the top?
San
San
Diego
Diego.
Studio.
San Diego Studio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio. So have they made the rest of the MLB games on?
Mhm.
For
They've
like
been
the past-
Do you think it
exclusive
was them wanting more
for the
money?
past 10 years.
Easily.
It was San Diego Studio. It was the show was always a PlayStation exclusive
Always.
on PS2 to PS3, PS4. Always is exclusive PS4.
And it's so
for
funny
franchise.
because there's people
Now
who come in.
2K had a PlayStation game or a baseball game, and that's what the other competing one was. And there was another one I think by EA, but they eventually disbanded because they just couldn't compete. So if I was,
So
if
you're
I
making it
was,
seem like it's the MLB, the actual Major League Basketball like association. With
Yeah.
the
baseball.
baseball, right?
Yeah.
You make it seem like it's could you think it's a studio that's looking for more money?
No, it's
Other
it's
games?
it's
It's
MLB
MLB.
going. We're gonna again.
We're gonna oust
speculating.
I
Me
wonder if that's a thing,
knowing
though.
Sony so well in terms of like how it operates because they don't like outsiders. Look how long it took us to get crossplay.
Right.
They
right.
don't like. They've never. I've actually would bet to say they've never used like had a first party game on another platform or a
Mhm.
first party studio developed for another platform other than like the ones that they acquired, later on and not like from day one. Like, so I would imagine it's MLB going, hey, you're not going to get the license for MLB anymore if you don't put it on other games because MLB wants more money. How do they get more money? They put it on everything. But if I were Sony, I'd be like, fine.
Take it.
We don't want your license.
Mm.
And then what would MLB do?
You can
Okay,
find
now
a
they
whole
got
new
nothing.
studio. Yeah.
Now they got no money. And then what are they going to go? Back to 2K. Okay, 2K is going to make their game. It's going to be all right.
If it's going to be all right, it's not going to be the show. And if
It's
you're
not going to be the
mad-
show. And then, again, I would imagine that 2K probably doesn't want to dump a bunch of money into baseball. And
this whole thing kind of leads to like a universal kind of like game, like kind of like Mikey said, it probably wasn't their deal. It probably wasn't that something that they wanted to do, but an exclusive finally saying, all right, you know what? It's not going to be timed anymore. Anybody could get on this. It kind of like
it was never timed. It was an exclusive.
they just stopped it. They're saying, hey, this contract, this 2021, you better make it or else we're like doing something.
I would imagine that's what happened. Because again, Sony in terms of like, I don't see them being like, let's put it on everything. And I also think
It's just that
Sony probably weighed that like, okay, we probably don't want to like pull from this because why would we succeed this ground of being the only game around that you can buy from it like an online studio? And Sony is probably looking at the money too. We just tripled quadrupled our base.
San Diego
By
Studios, you're gonna be
PlayStation,
busy.
Nintendo Switch, you got Nintendo, you got MLB The Show.
Like they got busy. Like they're gonna get busy now. So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's something that, like I said, it's. I hope it's like the trickle down effect where another company or another studio is like, hey, you know what? Let's do what they're doing. Like, or let's renegotiate. You never know. I mean, we will see what they said. Hopefully, something comes up and says, yeah, we were forced to do this. They're not gonna announce that. But I mean,
I doubt they'd ever say that.
let's just see. I'm curious to see if there's going to be any type of trickle down effect where
San
gonna be
Diego
like, hey.
Studio has always been an interesting studio to me.
I hella remember that they were at the.
Remember Lair?
Yeah.
Not Lair.
No. I know what you're talking
What
about.
was it called? There's like a dungeon crawling game that they developed that was supposed to be like, pick it up on the PS Vita, take it.
It was
then you
Lair,
play it
wasn't
on
it?
the
No.
PS3. I forgot what it was called. No, Lair was the dragon game on the PS3 that was like the 6-axis shit.
There you go. Okay.
No, I forgot what this game was called, but that was a San Diego Studio game, and then they incubated all the free-to-play games out of San Diego Studio, and then just they never made anything other than an MLB game, and it's like I want to
They're
see
banking on this. It's so funny.
I want to see them make something other, like make it a 2-team studio, like how your MLB team and then your actual game, well not actual game team, but like your game other game team. I don't fucking know. I want to see something interesting from them.
Yeah. I mean, so everybody's gonna be able to play MLB The Show incoming 2021. Hopefully, like I said, and maybe it'll be a trickle down effect, maybe not. It's just something to look out for because either Sony just made a shitload of money, and
I'm sure that contract was
they
very
made a
lucrative.
shitload of money right now to say, hey, all right, Xbox, all right, Switch, you guys could get in on this a little bit. They give them like 1% of the
It's
deal.
funny. Baseball's hella popular in Japan too.
Yeah.
So it's like this isn't just like
American,
a football effect
yeah.
where it's like it's only really popular in like America, like like the Madden games, but like you can get a couple other markets with this game
Yeah,
as well.
and that's why it's going to be crazy because, again, they're not going to have to create like a new league and be all fake about the teams because they can't have the license of the.
When do you think we're
I
gonna
remember
get
those. Those were funny.
an NCAA game?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a lot harder because of the new deal, all the laws that are coming out
it's
where you
easier now.
have to compensate the people, have to compensate
now
the kids.
it's easier now.
But then again, there
Because
might
the
be
whole
the
reason it went
contracts
away
and all that
was
stuff.
because they couldn't use the likeness anymore, or like
They weren't making
like, it was
money.
hella- yeah.
But now they can.
I honestly think they should have been doing that, just paying the players
Me
out.
too.
Because
Of course.
that's
You're putting your
gonna,
body out there,
one,
dude.
motivate
It's
them
crazy.
To, one, be better at the game, stay in school, do better in school. And they get to start making this money a lot earlier rather than getting injured in college and not be able to get to the league.
There you go.
So,
Getting injured in college, they're also putting their bodies on the line. Also, these schools, you think Ohio State has that nice of a stadium just because of like the fucking scholarships?
no.
Like no, or the
Motherfuckers.
donors.
Kids.
No, it's fucking football. That's why
Yeah.
that school looks
Banking off
beautiful.
these kids. And
So
they're
it's like,
gonna
yeah,
die.
The
it's
program is all there.
You can't. University is a scam here in America anyway.
It's
so.
crazy.
University. You free public educators, fuck you guys. Okay?
I mean, for real, they're making dollars off these fucking kids' backs. They're making dollars off these kids' backs who are going to school and not paying like playing sports. God, it's so fucked up. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing I can get onto.
No, I mean, it's a good conversation
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
a-
Because
that's a wild
NCAA are making monies. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Or anything else? We good? 'Cause, no more news. News is terminado.
No more news.
News.
No more news. No more. That's my sick voice.
But yeah, that's gonna be this week's episode, guys. We're done. This is a long one. Either it feels long
it
or
a
it is
long one?
long.
Or something else.
It's good to
Slow
be.
one. You know, I have to ride that wave. Glad you stayed there with us.
Yeah, thank
We're
you
gonna have a
guys.
table.
We are. We're gonna have a table finally
excited.
soon. If you guys see a table out on the street, let us know. I think somebody stole our table.
Sorry about this week's completely consensual. It may or may not be up. I don't know.
Don't apologize for something that's not even gonna.
But next
we
week,
don't know.
and then the week after that, we'll be back to consistency.
All right.
But yeah, please subscribe to
Play
our
my
channel, show, like it, subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. Play Everything Productions, and then obviously our audio podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, and anywhere else you could listen to a podcast. We got you guys covered there. 10 a.m. Fridays, we got you covered. I am your host, Copa Andres. You got these beautiful people like I always. That Kid Flowers.
Yeah, what's me? It's me. It was me.
What's me? You got Cheeks
I don't know why I
_
said
Junior.
that.
What are you gonna do? No outro for you? It's okay.
He's in,
This is new. I'm trying
he's
something new.
focused, bro.
It's cool. Dumbo, he's
Mine
fell
was
asleep.
funny.
It's all good.
Bro, this 3 hours.
Oh, it wasn't.
3-hour podcast.
Shut up.
This is right there. Look.
Hey, all right, 30 more minutes and we can beat the
Combo
Irishman.
fell asleep halfway through this podcast.
Do you know what's funny? The
I
Irishman.
took like 3 naps.
Did you hear what happened with the Irishman?
No, I'm excited though.
The
Bad
Netflix
reviews?
saying out that the people who try to watch the Irishman only get 70% of the way in, and then they just stop watching.
Damn.
That was like an
Like,
article
that's
I read.
overall analytics.
Yeah, it was funny. Anyways,
Yeah, that's interesting.
this is Play Everything. This is Invite Only. Thanks for watching.
Watch
You
more of this.
fucking
Miss Maisel.
boomers.
Is that
Play
our audience's
everything
name?
at
Boomas?
gmail.com.
Boomers.
Play
You beautiful
everything at
boomers.
gmail.com.